Most women are unaware of how powerful these habits can be. But once a woman begins to cultivate them, she becomes truly irresistible. Mastering these habits doesn't just make her appealing, it makes her uncheckable. These aren't surface-level habits focused on looks or charm. They reflect a woman's inner resilience and self-assurance. And it's this depth of character that draws men in, not just romantically, but with genuine admiration. That's where her true magnetism lies. Carl Jung, a pioneer in modern psychology, emphasized the value of tapping into one's inner power and potential. When a woman begins to embody these habits, her presence impacts a man on a deeper level emotionally and energetically. These practices create an invisible pull that strengthens her relationships naturally. So, what are these powerful and compelling habits that form the foundation of a truly magnetic woman? Before we dive into them, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like this video. Share it with a woman who might benefit from uncovering these traits, and in the comments, let us know which of these habits resonate with you most. Let's explore further. A woman's allure isn't defined only by her physical appearance. It radiates from her inner essence. Her perspective on life, her energy, and her sense of self shape a beauty that is impossible to ignore. When strength is paired with elegance, she naturally commands attention. She doesn't chase the spotlight, it finds her. Her charm is not just in her appearance, but in the way she speaks, in her expressions, and in the way she makes others feel. This captivating presence comes from inner power. A woman who accepts herself fully, who owns her light, moves through life with a grace that leaves a lasting impression. Her energy speaks louder than words. Now let's look at the first habit. 1. Know and understand yourself. When a woman truly understands herself, her entire outlook shifts. She navigates life with a deeper awareness, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. This self-awareness becomes a quiet strength that others feel around her. Knowing yourself allows you to see life more clearly. It builds self-confidence from the inside out. When a woman understands her values, preferences, and boundaries, she naturally radiates powerful energy. Self-knowledge means she's no longer shaped by the expectations of others. Instead, she begins walking a path that feels authentic and grounded. This clarity brings inner peace and determination. A woman who explores her inner world learns to honor not only others, but also her own soul. She makes decisions aligned with her truth, not to satisfy external pressures. And this shift doesn't go unnoticed. It earns her respect. Emotional intelligence and balance become powerful assets. They bring not only personal fulfillment, but also make her deeply magnetic in relationships. Knowing herself makes her more open and sincere in her connections. She doesn't rely on manipulation or pretense. She shows up as she is. And that authenticity is both refreshing and admirable. Carl Jung once said, "You cannot know the world properly until you know yourself." And it's exactly here, the point where a woman begins to consciously direct her life and live with awareness, that her true power begins to emerge. Strength. A woman who truly values herself naturally treats others with the same sense of respect. People can always sense the strength in someone who knows and embraces who they are. But for a woman who hasn't yet connected with herself, it becomes harder to radiate that inner power outward. A woman who understands herself makes wise choices, nurtures healthy relationships, and moves with confidence. This deep self-awareness becomes an energy that others can see and feel. When her inner world is peaceful and balanced, she carries that presence into every part of her life, and it becomes nearly impossible for others to ignore her. Knowing your identity and values not only enhances your natural presence, but also fuels true independence and strength. The more deeply a woman connects with herself, the more impact she has on those around her. That inner stability is what attracts not just peace, but also attention and respect from others. So when a woman fully recognizes her worth, she becomes unshakable. Prioritizing your emotional well-being. When a woman starts caring for her emotional well-being, it sends a strong message to those around her, one of self-respect. In a world where most people are consumed by their own needs, choosing to care for your inner world is both bold and essential. Neglecting yourself leads to burnout mentally, emotionally, and physically. But here's the truth. A woman must tend to her emotional needs first, before she can be fully present for others. Even if there's someone in your life you deeply care about, you still need to prioritize your own well-being. Sometimes, during emotionally heavy periods, a woman may choose solitude not out of selfishness, but to rest, reset, and regain clarity. This is not a weakness. It's a sign of self-awareness and strong personal boundaries. Finding peace within is what allows her to offer her best to the world. Balancing emotional energy is a reflection of high emotional intelligence. The more you give without replenishing yourself, the more drained you become, and that begins to show in your relationships. That's why regularly recharging your mind, doing things that bring you joy, and giving yourself mental space are not luxuries, but necessities. When a woman takes care of her emotional health, she not only enriches her own life, but uplifts the lives of those around her. Her calm energy creates deeper, more authentic, and fulfilling relationships. As Carl Jung noted, we can only impact others through the harmony we've cultivated within. Without this inner harmony, it's easy to fall into the trap of living by others' expectations. But a woman who honors her emotional needs and makes space to heal and grow becomes unbreakable. She offers inspiration and genuine energy to others, and nothing can weaken her, because her power comes from within. That's why one of the most admirable traits in a woman is her commitment to her emotional well-being. Never feel guilty for putting yourself first, because when you're well, you give the best of yourself to those around you. So don't let others ignore your emotional needs. Reconnect with yourself. Reclaim your peace. And each day, you'll grow stronger and more determined. Boundaries. Imagine a woman who constantly prioritizes others, someone who puts everyone's needs above her own. No matter how deeply she cares, over time, she begins to disappear. Because in order to truly care for others in a healthy and balanced way, she must first establish and uphold her own boundaries. One of the most empowering habits a woman can develop is the ability to clearly set and protect her boundaries, not just physical ones, but emotional and mental as well. If she's feeling low, she should feel safe to express it. If she wants solitude, she should be able to say so without guilt or the need to explain herself to anyone. And just as importantly, she should never let others cross those boundaries. Doing so doesn't make her selfish. In fact, it helps her grow emotionally and maintain inner stability. Guarding her space and emotional well-being means not letting outside influences define her. When a woman understands and respects her own limits, no one can manipulate her or apply emotional or physical pressure. She becomes someone who can say no to herself first before offering a yes to anyone else. That's a powerful trait. Take this example. If she's constantly overwhelmed by the needs of others' friends, family, or a partner, yet finds herself neglecting her own needs, that's a sign she needs to step up for herself. If a partner repeatedly asks for time, but it's draining her, she should be able to respond with clarity. I need this time for myself right now. I need to recharge alone. Standing your ground is one of the best ways to protect your emotional well-being. Carl Jung once said, "The journey of self-knowledge is the most difficult, but also the most rewarding. Without understanding who you are and where your emotional boundaries lie, you can't truly support others in a healthy way." Recognizing And standing by your boundaries shows not just strength, it reflects a clear, mature, and balanced approach to life. A woman's real power shines when she holds her boundaries firmly, while still honoring and respecting others. No matter how much respect she gives to others, a woman must never forget to honor herself. She needs to set clear boundaries and teach others to respect them. This is how she protects her emotional balance and nurtures healthier relationships. Setting boundaries won't isolate her. Instead, it will make her stronger, more confident, and more respected. When she stands firm in her limits, she demonstrates the deep respect and inner strength she holds for herself. In this way, setting boundaries becomes a powerful form of self-expression. It's what gives her presence strength and allows her to walk her own path, free from the need to please or submit to anyone. Speaking the truth without fear. Consider how exhausting it can be for a woman to constantly try to keep the peace, to appear happy and agreeable in every situation. That kind of pressure is heavy. But true strength lies in the courage to speak the truth. A woman who speaks her truth openly, without fear, shows the world that she values her own thoughts and emotions, regardless of society's opinions. This is what makes her truly memorable. Courage isn't always about bold actions. It often means sharing your real thoughts and emotions in a respectful, authentic way. It means standing by what you believe, even when it's difficult. A strong woman stays connected to her truth, even if she feels the pressure to gain society's approval. She speaks when it matters, in a way that reflects both honesty and wisdom. Kind of honesty goes beyond simply expressing emotions. It's a powerful act. For example, when a woman chooses to address issues in her relationship, instead of ignoring them, she's showing courage. She doesn't wait for the perfect moment to speak. She voices her concerns clearly, releasing emotional burdens before they grow heavier. She guards her inner peace, even when challenges surround her. Speaking the truth fearlessly means not being worried about how others might react or whether they'll be offended. A woman's ability to be honest without fear reflects both her strength and her inner freedom. A woman who openly shares her thoughts and emotions without trying to hide them earns respect, not just in her personal relationships, but in every area of life. After all, no one can truly experience freedom while hiding behind masks or concealing their true thoughts from the world. A brave woman consistently voices what she believes is right, regardless of judgment or criticism. Even when delivering the truth, she does so with grace and purpose, but never at the cost of her courage. As Carl Jung once noted, truth does not always defend itself. Sometimes you have to approach it with courage. This perfectly captures the role of bravery in expressing the truth. A courageous woman is unafraid to reveal her true self because she believes that truth is the only way to genuinely connect with the world. She reflects her inner strength outwardly, standing firm in what she believes. The more courage she holds, the more powerful and authentic her voice becomes. Speaking the truth with confidence empowers women from within. It helps them become not just heard, but respected in every environment they enter. Courage gives a woman control over her own life without needing approval from others. This not only enhances her presence, but makes her someone who is truly valued. Embracing her feminine power. One of the most enchanting and powerful elements within a woman is her feminine energy. This unique force lies within every woman, carrying a natural charisma and allure. But it's much more than physical beauty. It's a deeper, more compelling energy. When a woman learns to express this energy authentically, she naturally influences those around her. This power isn't just about how she looks. It's also rooted in her confidence, inner peace, and emotional awareness. Feminine energy grows through emotional intelligence, empathy, kindness, gentleness, and even her sensuality. When this energy is directed with compassion and care, It brings warmth and connection into the world. At the same time, this energy is closely tied to how well a woman nurtures and values herself, both emotionally and physically. How she shows up in her relationships, her career, and friendships is shaped by how she embodies this energy. A woman who understands and embraces her feminine power reflects it not only in her presence, but in her worldview and the way she leaves an impression. Her expressions, her eyes, her smile, the way she carries herself, even the tone of her voice, are all subtle signs of her feminine essence. This energy is not just about attraction. It represents a deeper freedom and strength, combined with grace and self-assurance. She accepts every part of herself, and that self-acceptance is felt by everyone around her. Imagine a woman who stands at the center of her world, not just because of her outward beauty, but because of the quiet strength within her. A woman who understands and embraces her feminine energy captivates those around her, not only with her appearance, but with the depth of her spirit. This energy holds a magnetism so powerful that being in her presence feels like a rare and valuable experience. And the most compelling part? This attraction goes beyond the physical. It draws people in emotionally and spiritually because she knows her worth, honors herself, and radiates self-respect and love. A woman who wisely channels her sexual energy becomes attractive on multiple levels, not just physically, but emotionally as well. She doesn't chase attention, she commands respect. Her feminine energy isn't limited to romantic encounters. It carries weight in social settings and professional environments too. People naturally feel valued, at ease, and uplifted around a woman who carries strong feminine energy. That's why she's not just admired in love, but respected in every area of life. Carl Jung once said, "When a woman realizes her inner strength, she becomes closer to the essence of nature." A woman who is deeply aware of her feminine energy embodies not just beauty, but profound inner freedom. She doesn't hide who she is, she lives it openly. She honors both her emotional strength and her sense of self-direction. And that's what makes her unforgettable. Feminine energy is a dynamic force, a bridge between a woman's soul, body, and mind. When a woman embraces this energy, she not only uplifts herself, but also inspires those around her. That's why no man or anyone can ignore a woman who radiates this essence. Because her power isn't only skin deep, it lives in her emotions, her thoughts, and her presence. And when a woman fully steps into that power, nothing can hold her back. Financially independent woman. Financial independence gives a woman far more than money. It gives her emotional strength and mental clarity. A truly independent woman builds her life on her own effort, intelligence, and resilience, not on handouts or expectations. This kind of independence offers something far deeper than material gain. It provides the freedom to shape her own destiny on her own terms. It frees her from needing others to survive, allowing her to stand tall in her decisions and lifestyle. A financially empowered woman doesn't need permission. No one controls her choices or spending. She lives in alignment with her values and identity. A woman who earns her own money proves not just her competence, but her strength as an individual. In our world, dependence isn't an option. She's built her success, carved her path, and knows her true value. As Carl Jung put it, inner freedom begins with freedom from external dependencies. And that's precisely what financial independence offers, a release from emotional and external control. This freedom makes her stronger in relationships too. She doesn't enter partnerships out of need, but from a place of fullness. She's not looking for someone to sponsor her life. She's already managing it herself. In her world, relationships are rooted in equality, not power dynamics. Importantly, a financially independent woman doesn't seek approval. She trusts her own judgment. Her choices are hers alone. That clarity fuels her confidence and allows her to move forward with purpose. She walks her own path, sets her own pace, and stands firm in every decision. Such a woman is always a step ahead, not just in relationships, but in life. These powerful habits act as stepping stones from uncertainty to strength. Each one moves her closer to her inner power, refines her direction, and strengthens how she shows up in the world. They take her from self-awareness to meaningful, healthy relationships. External success isn't enough. True transformation begins within. A woman who is balanced, free, and grounded from within is the one who leaves a lasting mark. The philosophy of Stoicism teaches us how to face life's trials with strength. It emphasizes emotional regulation, clear thinking, and deep resilience. When a woman lives by these principles, it sharpens her emotional intelligence and improves how she connects with others. Carl Jung's teachings add another layer, inviting us to look within and confront our own shadows. When a woman acknowledges her darker sides, she finds a stronger foundation within herself. Jung believed that deep self-awareness and healing internal conflict are key sources of personal power. This internal growth deeply shapes how a woman interacts with the world. Without knowing and accepting herself, her external relationships stay shallow. But when she truly knows who she is, no outside force can destabilize her. If this message speaks to you, don't forget to leave a comment and subscribe to our channel. Share this video with someone you care about and help us reach more women who need this reminder. See you in the next video.